When three underappreciated world-class actors are thrown into the mix with a product of nepotism, what do you expect to happen? I'll tell you what, you get an anthology series that has three very good episodes with some amazing acting, and one episode that ruins the whole damn show. This is exactly what happens in the recently released Netflix web series that we're going to talk about today, and that show is Rye. What's up, all you showmen and showwomen around the world? Welcome to another edition of ShowmaNation. If you're new to this channel, then make sure to hit the subscribe button with the bell icon, and make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram by clicking on the links in the description box so that you guys get regular updates about the channel and about my videos. Now that we have gotten that out of the way, let's get right down to business. Rye is an Indian anthology web series that has been released on Netflix on June of 2021. The show has 4 episodes with 4 different stories that are inspired by the many short stories written by the late great Satyajit Ray. Since this is a short series with only 4 episodes, I'm going to talk about each episode individually, and then at the end I'm going to give my overall verdict about the whole show. So let's jump right into it. Episode 1, Forget Me Not. The first episode is directed by Srijit Mukherjee, who is best known for his hit films such as Baisha Srabon, Hemlock Society, and it stars Ali Fazal, who is best known for his hit web series Mirzapur. The first episode starts with a conversation between a girl named Riya and her lead character Ipshit Rama Nair, played by Ali Fazal, and we see Riya reminiscing about a week of intense passion that she claims to have spent with Ipshit on his 30th birthday in 2017. Ipshit has no memory of that week whatsoever, and this aggravates him to a point where he ends up having a very unpleasant conversation with Riya. Then we take a deeper look into his life, where we see that he's a very successful entrepreneur, alongside which he's also a very devoted family man. However, he was never able to get over that encounter he had with Riya the other night, as he prides himself as someone who never forgets. And there was just no way he could remember anything about that week that Riya claims to have spent with him. And then, as the episode goes on, we see Ipshit get consumed by his pride and obsession as he goes through above and beyond to seek answers to his questions. The first episode is undoubtedly the best one of the show, as Ali Fazal perfectly portrayed the character of an arrogant entrepreneur. And besides that, what I love the most about this is that by the end of the episode, we see a totally different side of him. The climax of this episode had a very big twist where things take a very dark and gritty turn, and that makes this episode an absolute must-watch. Overall, I'm gonna give this episode a solid 8.6 out of 10. Episode 2, Behropia. The second episode is also directed by Srijit Mukherjee, and it stars KK Menon as the lead character, who is best known for his movies such as Rahasya, The Ghazi Attack, Heather, and many more. The episode starts with our lead character Indrashish, played by KK Menon, and we see him proposing to his girlfriend, only to get turned down by her. Then we take a deeper look into our main character, where we see that he lives a very lonely life in extremely dismal conditions. We see him get pushed around by pretty much everyone, starting from his landlord to his boss, as people take his kindness for his weakness. And then one day, his life changes for good as he finds out that his deceased grandmother, who was an expert makeup artist, left him a lot of money alongside a book on the art of prosthetics. And then the story takes a very sinister turn, as we see Indrashish use many disguises to get back at people who have wronged him all his life. Then as the story progresses, we see that his lust for revenge ends up causing him more harm than good, as it horribly backfires. The second episode starts off really well, although by the end I was very disappointed with it, as it does leave some questions unanswered, and the ending wasn't really that satisfying. I really love the cinematography that was used in this episode, as it perfectly set the tone of the story and gave it a very stylish look. KK Menon excels in his role of a lonely, timid man, and he will make you root for him throughout the episode. Overall, I'm gonna give this episode a solid 7.8 out of 10. Episode 3, Hangama Hai Kyun. The third episode is directed by Abhishek Chaubey, who is best known for his movies such as Urta Punjab, Ishqiya, just to name a few. It stars the critically acclaimed Manoj Bajpayee as one of the lead characters, who is mostly known for his famous movies such as Aligarh, Gangs of Wasseypur, The Family Man, and many more. It also stars Gajraj Rao, who's mostly known for his award-winning performance in Badai Ho. The episode starts with two of our lead characters who by chance come across each other in a train. One of them is Musafir Ali, played by Manoj Bajpayee, who's a famous singer, while the other is Aslam Beg, played by Gajraj Rao, an ex-wrestler who's now a sports journalist. We see them conversing with each other, and after a while we find out that this wasn't actually the first time that they have met. The last time they met, which was 10 years ago, we see that our lead character, Musafir, was suffering from a disease called kleptomania, which leads to him instilling a valuable watch from ironically the same guy that he met 10 years after, Aslam Beg. When he realizes that, we see that the guilt keeps on eating him up on the inside, and as the episode goes on, we see our lead character trying to make amends for his past mistakes, although things don't go according to his plan. After two really dark and gritty episodes, this one was a breath of fresh air, as this one was more on the lighter and entertaining side. Both Manoj Bajpayee and Gajraj Rao do an exceptional job in their roles, and they make it a really fun and enjoyable watch for their audience. The cinematography was also very nice and colorful, which gave the episode a very relaxed and pleasant feel to it. Their hilarious take on kleptomania was thoroughly entertaining, and I'm gonna give this episode a solid 7.5 out of 10. Episode 4, Spotlight. Now guys, I'm not gonna talk much about this episode because I feel that this episode made no sense whatsoever and was just completely useless. For starters, this episode is about an actor named Vikram Arora, who is famous for his special trademark look. The character is played by Harshvardhan Kapoor, who's famous for his movie Bhavish Joshi's Superhero. And in this episode, we see him go through an existential crisis after he meets this godlike figure called Didi. This episode was undoubtedly the weakest of the lot, and I feel that they should have just stopped at 3. Like guys, right at the end, things will just stop making sense, and the overall plot just was very stupid. And when you couple these kind of plot with the screenplay that they implemented, especially in the middle, it's just very hard to sit through, and I had a really hard time sitting through it, to be honest with you. I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 10, and guys, I am being very generous when I'm doing this. All in all, I'm gonna give this show a solid 7 out of 10, and I will say that as good as the show was, it focused more on the style than substance. While the last episode was a huge letdown, and you guys can just easily skip it, the first 3 episodes were very entertaining with some exceptional performances, which makes this show a pretty decent watch. To all you guys who stuck by throughout this video, I'm just gonna say thank you very much guys, and I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please like and share this video and subscribe to my channel by hitting the bell icon, because I'm gonna upload new videos every week, and I would love it if you guys are a part of this nation. Until next time, bye for now.